I'm from the middle of the country, the flyover states, they're called, by the people who run the country. On the East Coast, they run the financial markets. Basically a roulette wheel. If it lands on black, they win. If it lands on red, you lose. On the West Coast, they make things, the future mostly, the place where technological progress will solve all our problems. Technological progress often encounters the law of unintended consequences. For instance, 100 years ago today, in New York City, there were hundreds of thousands of horses, which would all defecate and die and were left on the streets of the city. The smell in the summer was terrible, inescapable. Air pollution 1900 style. You couldn't breathe. The invention of the automobile was hailed back then as the answer to air pollution. Now, so today we have modern air pollution that is slowly killing the planet. Unintended consequences. Today we are heralding the Internet of Things, where, for instance, the milk carton talks to the refrigerator, and the refrigerator then communicates with the grocery store to tell the store you need more milk, and it's delivered automatically. Progress. Gandhi said there's more to life than increasing its speed. And then they shot him. Now, I'm all for the Internet of Things, by the way. Just want to get that out. Just get that out there. Get it out there. I'm all for it. Of course, you realize that the milk carton and all the other stuff you buy is going to rat you out to advertisers and others. If you stop drinking milk, you'll suddenly get a tidal wave of ads for lactose intolerance products. If you start drinking milk at 2 a.m. in the morning, you will get ads for antidepressants and sleep medications. And if someone else starts drinking your milk at 2 a.m., you will get ads for divorce lawyers. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say how much we all owe the greatest generation. That's right. Let's give them a round of applause. We can never repay their sacrifice. They survived the Great Depression, defeated fascism, and made the 20th century the American century. What a great cohort. Gotta love it. Let's hear it. Yeah. These later generations, though, I mean, what have they done in comparison, really? What have they done? Have they won a world war? Have they freed a race of people, cured cancer? What have they accomplished? What a bunch of slackers. I mean, give me a break, am I right? For instance, the silent generation. Who ever heard of the silent generation? 1924 to 1942. What's the big secret, huh? What are you trying to hide? Korean War, draw. Vietnam War, loss. First a draw, then you lose our first war ever. You lost our first war? Not so great, huh? Yeah, shh. Yeah, silencer. Now the name makes sense, yeah. Baby boomers, the largest generation. Huge demographic, the pig in the python. 1943 to 1961. Protesters who wanted to change the world, end the nuclear arms race, stop the Vietnam War, stop segregation, equal rights for women, save the environment. Okay. You people may have been right every single time, but you were always complaining, agitated, protesting, agitating, complaining about the world as it is. It is what it is. What a bunch of whiners. If you want respect, boomers, win some world wars already. Jeez. God. Generation X. What? Generation X. Born 1962 to 1980. They became of legal age in 1980. What is their major accomplishment? What is their claim to fame? No Great War, no Great Depression. The men earned 15% less money than their fathers. This is a reversal of the major trend in American life. The eternal optimism that the next generation will live a more prosperous, fulfilling life. Upward mobility. The American dream. Generation X didn't destroy fascism or communism. They have presided over the death of the American dream. The beginning of the end of American life as we know it. But wait, they're in luck. Because the women began to enter the workplace in droves and have largely compensated for the loss of income in the American family. Women have come riding to the rescue of their men. Hooray! Generation X are the best educated, most open-minded, least judgmental cohort that this country has ever produced. What a bunch of wussies. Next, Generation Y, millennials born 1980 to 2000, 18 to 33 years old. I have to do the math for people born after 1980. Generation Me, born wired, multitasking. They can do 7 things at once. They test higher for narcissism than any other generation. The Me generation, they put less stock in developing a worldview, following world political affairs, understanding history, any kind of social involvement or institutions. They put more stock in acquiring wealth, selfish, self-involved, entitled, ignorant, not stupid, ignorant as in unaware. Their parents had told them how special they are their whole lives. They got a trophy just for participation. Half are unemployed or underemployed. The Peter Pan generation, because of delayed passage into adulthood. I'm kind of starting to warm up to this cohort. I mean, think about it. Unemployed Peter Pan narcissists. I may have been born a little too soon. College-educated adults living with their parents. Tell me more. Economically crippled by student loans, unemployment, and economic recession. Ooh, I think it moved. Set up to fail. In 30 years, you will see this generation standing on the side of the road, holding up a cardboard sign that says, "We'll multitask for food." Next, Generation Z, born 2000 to the present. Generation Z is in zombie because most of their TV entertainment functioned as their babysitter, and it was all zombie movies. Very little is known about them because they've yet to emerge from their cocoons, their rooms, and communicate to human beings outside the safety of texting and social media applications. If the electrical grid ever goes down, social scientists stand poised to spring into action with Operation Z to interview as many of Generation Z cohort as possible before the power comes back up. And, well, in short, we await further data before making generalizations and disparaging statements in an unfair and highly arbitrary manner. Generation Omega, the future generation unborn. The last generation will be born into a world where communications are processed through brain to computer to brain transmissions. The cloud will be accessed merely by thinking and desiring to connect immediately, mind to mind, with anyone in the world, anywhere. Generation Omega will be exposed in utero to the hive mind of humanity and will develop telekinetic powers and supernormal abilities that will set them apart from previous generations. Human mind, forever transformed, will boot up to the next level of evolution, finding even less in common with normals from earlier generations than we might find in common with house pets. The supranormal Gen Omega cohort will extinguish all other lesser life forms and then leave the transitory physical realm to permanently reunite with their creator, and the remnant earth will implode into empty space as Generation Omega achieves pure energy and infinite consciousness and union with God forever. Or they may wind up with low-paying service industry jobs, working for Chinese international corporations, all depending on the BRICS. Well, good night, everybody.